Well, hello, Taurus, and welcome to April. And what a strange time this is, huh? Before I get into your reading for the month, I really want to talk a little bit about the astrological landscape. There's some interesting things happening this month. The first is on April 4th, we have a conjunction between Jupiter and Pluto. And I like this because it really lends itself well to being able to trust authority. Now, there are transits where you don't want to trust authority, but this one really shines a light on the beneficial side of government. It also is a great transit for looking inward and uncovering maybe some things we've purposely or on accident have covered up over the years in our sort of inner landscape. Also on April 7th, we have a full moon in Libra, which is great for interpersonal connection. So, hey, connect with people any way you can, on the phone, virtually, or, have a dance party with your housemate that you're in quarantine with. But make sure you have something planned that's fun for that full moon, because you can get pretty antsy under it. And then last but not least, my Taurus friends, there is actually a new moon in Taurus on April 22nd, which is Earth Day. And it just makes me think about, as humans have been quieting down, the Earth is sort of coming back to life in a lot of ways. We have, the canals of Venice clearing up, and pollution in New York is down by 65%. And it just makes me feel like, oh, Mother Earth is breathing. So Taurus, just like Mother Earth, during this new moon on the 22nd, think about ways that you can heal and how resilient you can be. All right, let's see what your cards have in store for you in April. Well, not surprisingly, right in the center of the reading, you have the Hanged Man energy, and oftentimes that is the energy of just being in suspension. For a lot of you, as Tauruses, this is a very difficult energy to deal with. Other signs can deal with suspension better than Taurus, because Taurus tends to be quite ambitious oftentimes and want to keep on moving towards a goal, right? Right now, you just have to sit with yourself a little bit more than usual. But really creative, amazing things can come out of that. I mean, what's interesting is you have a fire energy here rather than an earth energy. And fire really is a great imaginative element. So if you are having to slow down and spend more time on your own, or doing not being able to really push forward on projects that you want to, why don't you channel some of that energy into creativity? And it may just happen naturally. Wow. And then coming up towards the middle or end of the month, you have Fool energy coming in. Interesting. So you go from sort of a suspended, almost stagnant feeling energy to the Fool, which is like the very first card in the deck, sort of jumping into new territory. That could very well come out of an idea that you have sort of just happened into because your daily routine has changed. And so, some new information has been allowed to come in. I really think that's what's going to happen. Okay, and I do have to say that for many of you, this is not a time of a ton of connection with others. This is just for April. This really looks like it's a time to embrace your relationship. This is for April, primarily with yourself, okay? Instead of another person being here in your relationship sector, we have the Hermit. The Hermit is always about inner truth, inner beauty, inner journeying. You can be single or married. It doesn't matter with the Hermit. It's all about your own relationship with yourself and And that is actually in your relationship sector. And you even have the Nine of Pentacles here, which really lends itself to you focusing on what you have done so far, reaping the rewards of your efforts. But it's a very individualistic card. It's not really talking about collaboration or connection to others. Now, by the end of the month, you definitely have this Eight of Wands, which is very much about swift movement. You know, so there's this whole trajectory here of being, in a way, self-focused, not other-focused. New ideas coming to the fore. Now, of course, you being Taurus, the minute you have a good idea, you're going to move on it, right? Like, that's what Tauruses do. They don't like to wait around and spend their days daydreaming about their goal. They like to have a new idea and start moving. And it looks like by the end of the month, this may be something that you're doing. And then again, this is very much, these two energies are sort of the same. So you're sort of bookended with having to have patience. But this is different in the terms of, like, even if you do start trying to move ahead, all you can really do right now is plant the seeds, and you're going to have to wait for them to grow. So, wow, a lot of power is in this reading this month. This is so much about shift. It's so much about moving on a new idea that comes to you organically, and then getting to a point where, oh, this is exciting, you're going to try to move forward, and then, well, the only thing you can do right now is plant the seeds and start watering them. But hey, I mean, Rome wasn't built overnight. And again, the focus really seems to be on yourself and your development here, not really on anyone else. I mean, even your relationship sector doesn't really have anybody else in it for April, which is totally fine. Hey, come on, you know, your relationship with yourself is really important. And sort of last but not least, there's a message from your guides this month. It's the Three of Wands. And I love, love, love this card because it sort of is just going along with the message already. It's about, you know, you built the ships, you're sending the ships off to lands, and now you're just waiting for them to come back with treasure. And, you know, for you, the word is waiting for them to come back with treasure. So I am just going to say this month, you know, definitely work on what's important to you. Try and move forward as best as you can. Do not get frustrated if things aren't just going to, you know, take off like immediately. Because what you're doing is you're building foundations for future success this month. So, okay, Taurus, that's what I have for you for April. I will definitely be checking back in with you in May. And it'll be interesting to see what energies approach then. All right, take care of yourselves in these crazy times, and I will see you next month.